Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. Amidst continuously soaring international oil and natural gas prices, Group of 7 ministers are scheduled to convene today via video conference to deliberate on the economic ramifications of the Middle East conflict. According to the French government, the escalation began in late February with attacks by the U.S. and Israel on Iran, followed by Tehran's retaliation targeting regional oil exporters and disrupting transportation through the Persian Gulf. This tightening of energy supplies has significantly driven up oil and gas prices, leading to severe ripple effects across numerous industrial supply chains. French Economy Minister Roland Lescourt highlighted that response strategies among nations vary due to differing exposure to the crisis, with Asia facing particularly high risks of instability. He noted this meeting, involving energy and finance ministers, central bank governors, and other international heads, is the first of its kind in half a century for the G7, aiming to exchange views on the impact to financial markets and the overall economy. The U.S. has sought G7 support to prevent Iran's potential blockade of the Strait of Hormuz shipping route, a concern echoed by G7 foreign ministers who last week stressed the absolute necessity of free passage and urged an end to attacks on civilian infrastructure. This report is from Jonyon Ton-Son-Sha. NHK reports that China's state-run Xinhua news agency has announced President Xi Jinping's invitation to Qing Li-wen, the chairperson of Taiwan's largest opposition party, Kuomintang, KMT, to visit China next month. The report issued on Monday specifies the visit will take place from April 7 to 12. The Kuomintang has confirmed its acceptance of the invitation, and Ms. Cheng is expected to engage in discussions with President Xi during her trip. This marks the first such visit by a sitting Kuomintang leader since 2016. Observers suggest that Beijing's invitation to the KMT leader is a strategic move aimed at exerting influence in counterbalancing the administration of Taiwan President Lai Ching-te. China views President Lai's Democratic Progressive Party, DPP, as advocating for independence, whereas the Kuomintang is perceived to hold a more accommodating stance toward Beijing. Nay, Pil I Ta. Myanmar's parliament houses, specifically the Piathu Haidlo, the Otter House, and the Abyad, the Otter House, convened separate sessions on Monday to put forward candidates for the vice presidency. According to Xinhua, the lower house nominated Min Aung Hlaing and Kya Sui. Concurrently, the upper house put forward Nan Nini Ai and Manam Tu Sha. These nominations mark a key step in Myanmar's electoral process for the vice president. The established election procedures dictate that groups of elected representatives from both the Piathu Hailu and Abyad the Lator and Anbyad the Lator each elect one vice president. Additionally, a third vice president will be elected by the group of military representatives from both houses of the Union Parliament. Subsequently, the Presidential Electoral College, which comprises all representatives of the Union Parliament, will ultimately elect the nation's president from these three elected vice presidents. According to CNN.co.jp, Iran has introduced a new demand for ending its conflict with the United States and Israel: recognition of its sovereignty over the Strait of Hormuz. This critical waterway, through which 1/5 of global oil and LNG passes, is now viewed by Iran as a powerful asset to generate billions annual revenue via passage fees, simultaneously pressing the world economy. The U.S. perceives this as a significant risk, with Secretary of State Rubio warning against Iran's establishment of a toll system. International maritime law experts, like Professor James Kraska, state that imposing tolls on international straits violates transit passage rules and lacks legal basis, with historical attempts failing due to international opposition. Despite expert skepticism regarding international acceptance, CNN estimates a successful toll system could rival Suez Canal revenue. With 20 million barrels of oil and products, a venture Chris Saad transiting daily, a reported $2 million per tanker could yield $20 million daily from oil, or $600 million monthly. Including LNG, this could exceed $800 million monthly, making up 15 to 20% of Iran's 2024 monthly oil export revenues. Iran states the Strait is open for non-hostile vessels coordinating with its authorities. Shipping data shows some tankers using routes closer to the Iranian coast. Lloyd's List reported over 20 vessels used a new corridor, with at least 2 confirmed to have paid approximately $2 million each for passage. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.